and gentlemen, what the world's been waiting for, what the world needs now, the one, the only, amazing, original Johnny Blaze. Often imitated, but never duplicated. There's Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show. It's always great to be here as I blaze right in with my karate kick. Let's have a blazing hot fun time. How did the young lawyer pay off his student loan debts? He sued his law school. How do you know you've got a good tax accountant? He's had a loophole named after him. A beautiful young woman approached a man sitting at the bar, and she said, "Just say those three magic words every woman wants to hear, and you can do anything you want with me." The man looked at her up and down and replied, "Clean my room." The doctor told his patients, "You have made a partial recovery. We will start physical therapy in a week. No heavy lifting for a while." "That's great, doctor," said the patient. "I'd like to pay my bill right now." The doctor replied, "I said it was only a partial recovery. No heavy lifting, please." We have a blazing hot fun show with a special guest. She is a multi-talented actress, comedian, podcast and TV host, speaker, model, and writer. So please give a big warm welcome and say hello to the one, the only, Caramel Lucas. Great, you made it. I'd like to welcome you to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show, Caramel Lucas. Yeah, give me a rundown. Tell me, how did you get started in the entertainment business? Tell me about the Caramel Lucas story, and where are you from?
So I've been in the entertainment business since 2008.
Oh, I see. Well, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time, 2008. Yeah.
So
Wow.
I really love doing like comedy and podcasting and writing, but I think the stand-up comedy is what I really like the most. You know,
Oh,
I like
great.
to make people laugh. You know, I
Right.
love to just just be goofy like I am. I'm goofy.
Really? Okay. So that's your all-time favorite is a stand-up comedy. Better to be stand-up than sit-down, right? Comedian? Okay.
There you go.
Well, you got a nice smile. I see you now. I didn't see it first, but I do see you got a lovely smile and you're looking great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, stand-up comedy. How did you get into stand-up comedy, and what is there about comedy that really appeals to you and you really like very much?
Okay, so when I was doing stand-up comedy, I think what it was I was doing improv at first.
Hmm.
And so improv was, well, first of all, everybody thought I was funny and they thought that I should go into comedy. My mom always told me, like, you funny, you need to go try comedy. So I was like, let me try improv first. So when I went to improv class, I really loved it. And then I was like, maybe I should just do stand-up and see what happens. So I did stand up here in Orlando. My first show was like a bomb. I thought I was going to quit because I was scared. That was my first time ever doing a show. I got on stage and I bombed it. And I'm like, I was going to quit, but something told me don't quit, just keep on going. And so I did the next show, the same place in Orlando Improvs. And I did a really good job. So I was like, I'm going to keep going with it.
So the first time you were very nervous. Okay, you were nervous.
Yeah.
So you had some performance anxiety. It sounds like what you're telling me.
Yeah, I did actually. I mean, your first time on the show, and you have all these people looking at you, and they expect you to say something funny at that time, right? And you just got on stage first time, so you don't know. For me, I got anxiety and I got nervous, and I was like, this is too much for me. And everybody was looking at me like, is she going to say something? I just froze on stage. I was like, they was like, is she going to say something? But I don't know. I just froze.
So you froze. Does that mean that you weren't able to think about what you were going to say next, or what was
No,
exactly?
I couldn't think of what I was going to say next. I think when I looked in the audience and I saw all those people, and then I
Wow.
think I was just like done from there.
Okay, so then how did you overcome that then? I mean, That's probably going to be a very stressful experience for you.
You know, it was. And then something told me to go ahead and try again to see what happens. So I decided to try again. And I got booked on the next show, and I tried again, and everybody loved me then because I was prepared. I knew because I wanted to overcome my fear. And that was my fear, was being on stage in front of a whole bunch of people. And so I decided to try it again and make sure I had my, everything wrote down on what I was going to say, so I did a good job. So
how did you get prepared for the second time to overcome your fears the first time? And
I think I was determined. I think I was more determined than anything that I was going to let it beat me.
I
was going to go ahead and go for it and see what happens. And so I was just more prepared because I know what to expect when I got on stage at that time.
So what's involving being to be prepared? What was involving? Did you have to study it over and over again, your jokes? And how did you?
Well, make sure that your jokes, make sure your set is there. Make sure that you have like punchlines that people will love and they'll laugh at. Make sure that, you engage with the audience, and make sure that, that you bring something to the table that they can have a good time and they talk about you and they want to see you again.
Right. Well, that's the hardest form of entertainment, stand-up, because you're right. There's nothing backing you. It's not like you're a singer. You have some music or, background band or whatever.
Right.
Your jokes have got to be fast and funny and very entertaining. And so that would be difficult. Then you have to do probably a great timing and have different types of jokes all the time. Now, do you write your own? How do you get your material?
I write my own material.
You write your own?
Because I write my own material, and sometimes I have to dumb it down because some people say that I sound like I'm Red Fox or Richard Pryor, but but I have to dumb some things down, but I write my own material, and so I just go for it. So and when I write my material, it's more about life. It's more about what I've been through or what I've seen or what people have said to me.
So what you're saying is based upon your experiences, right?
It's based upon my experiences, correct.
Now, who do you, is there anybody inspired you in comedian, a man comedian, woman comedian that you really look up to? And who really makes you laugh as a comedian?
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac, huh?
I used to love Bernie. Bernie Mac is funny. I think that Red Fox was funny. I think that Seinfeld's funny to me. People don't. It's to me. Everybody say he's a dull kind of comedian, but I think he's funny. This is the things that he say is funny to me. Woman wise, I really don't have a female. I think it's more males than females.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Now, in your experience as a comedian now, have you ever had any experience like being heckled by the crowd? And if that was the case, how do you handle that and deal with that?
I mean, you're gonna have some people that don't like you at all, that you can be on stage and they go boo, but you just keep on going. You can't stop. It's just like, sometimes when I be on my podcast and some people that I talk to, it might not be the best conversation, but you have to overlook it. And you keep on going with the conversation so that's what I do on stage as well.
So you just have to act like, let it go one ear out the other, act like it did, like you don't hear it, and just move on, right?
Exactly. And
sometimes you can make a fool out of the heckler sometime and turn their criticism and their sarcasm into something to make them look foolish, right?
Exactly. I was about to say that sometimes when they do that, I just go straight to them and then they're looking crazy like, oh, I shouldn't have said anything,
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I think Eddie Murphy, for example, he was the Nutty Professor. Of course, the original was Jerry Lewis. And when he was playing Buddy Love, he turned around. They have somebody's drunk, and he turns around and makes a fool out of them in the show.
Yep. That is so true.
I'm sure there's an art to that. It takes practice like anything.
It does. Yeah. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of I don't know what you're gonna call it, but you have to have a hard shell, especially when you're around people that sometimes can give you a hard time. You have to be able to overcome whatever you get while you out there.
Right. What's the other words? Don't let them control you, right? You control them.
Basically, yes,
Yeah.
that will be it.
So that's a challenge. Where are the different
It is a
places that
challenge,
you've
but I
gone?
think I think the world's a challenge. So no matter what you do, it's a challenge.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. If you can't see yourself doing it, you're not going to do it, right? No.
That's it.
But the mind can believe,
100%.
the mind can achieve. Yeah.
Yeah,
You never give up. Once you give up, you're finished. That's right. And
exactly. So you got to
like
keep on moving.
like Ricky Nelson said in the Garden Party when they were going to throw rotten eggs at him because he wasn't singing his earlier popular hits. If you can't please everybody, please yourself. And
Facts.
you're not going to be able to please everybody, of course. Now, what are
Facts.
the comedy plays that you've that stand out from you, the different the venues that you've gone, and also you've done any comedy tours? Can you talk to me about any of those?
Well, I have been to Indianapolis. I've been to Naples. I've been to New York. So I've been to a lot of different comedy clubs. But I think the one that I liked the most was in Naples, Florida.
Oh,
I did like a drag queen show. So it was called stand up or drag down. So that means that when you get on stage, that the drag queens will either let you stay on stage and do your set, but if they feel and you get too many boos, then they're gonna drag you off stage.
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So they never dragged me off stage. Actually, I got pictures with them because they loved me. And so I was like, woo! I was nervous because everybody in front of me was getting dragged off. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to drag me off. So that got me nervous because I was like, they're going to drag me off this stage.
So
But when I got on, they was like, I did like 8-minute set. So I
wow.
stayed up there
So
much longer than I was supposed to.
you avoided a like a buzzer or a gong. That's right. You were not gonged off and you were not buzzed off, right? You were a survivor.
Yeah,
You're a survivor.
yeah,
It's like Gloria
yeah. It was
Gaynor's
so
song, "I
that
Will
was fun.
Survive." Pardon me?
Hmm. I said
Yeah.
that was fun. It was really fun. Hmm.
Yeah. If you're not having fun doing, you gotta have fun doing it. If you're having fun, the audience is having fun, right? If you're not having
Exactly.
fun, you're in the wrong business.
Exactly.
And
So you got to have fun at whatever you do.
you have a nice smile. So I'm sure you put a lot of compassion and caring and a lot of chutzpah and charisma into your act.
I do. Actually, what I do, my key of getting on stage is that what I do is I walk around the room first and I start talking to people,
Mm.
right? And they would never know that I'm the comedian that's going to be on stage. So I walk
Oh,
around and talk to people and joke with them a little bit and laugh with them a little bit and laugh and then
mm.
introduce myself. And then when it's time for the show, they call my name and then everybody get all excited.
That's great. You're having fun already from the get-go.
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
I
if I
do
was
it
in the
to
audience seeing
everybody.
that, I'm sure I would. I would have been impressed. I wouldn't have been depressed. I would have been impressed by what you're doing, Caramel. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I do to just get everybody warmed up to me, get to know who I am. Then once they get to know who I am, I'm gonna joke with them, laugh with them, probably had a drink with them or something, And so they're like, oh, yay, so
So what you're doing is you're warming them up. That's what you're doing.
exactly. You got to warm them up so they can get to know who you are.
Well, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
a lot. That makes a
A
lot of sense.
strategy too much. A strategy to the stage. That's how you do it.
Right. You don't want to be upstage. You want to be in control. Right.
Right.
So you let them know who you are. You joke around with
Yeah.
them. They have fun, and before you know it, they're with you, not against you.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I remember when I was it was in Deltona, and I went to one of their uh, comedy clubs, and it was like these people from England came over, to visit Florida, and they wanted to go to a show, so they went there, and they was outside, and I was just coming in, and I stopped to talk to them for a little bit, and they was laughing and joking. So when it was time for me to get on stage, they sat in the front VIP, and I had a ball with them. I just absolutely had a ball with them, and they was like, "Don't get off stage. You're funny." And I'm
Wow.
like, "Yeah, it was
That's
really
great.
good."
What do you think about
Yeah.
comedy roasts now? You've seen comedy roasts before. You know, they have the professionals that roast other comics.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I think that's funny. I think that it gives them some type of humor, and I think it's great, honestly. Because I want to roast somebody. They should have a roast. Yeah, they should let me roast somebody. That's fun. I think it's absolutely great.
Oh yeah, they used to have the Dean Martin comedy roast. They used to have all those. Oh yeah, people like Don Rickles too. You know, he would be very sarcastic. He was
Yeah,
the master of sarcasm, right? Mr. Warmth.
yeah,
Remember they play the song
yeah,
whenever he'd be on a talk show. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da. You know, like the Mr. Warmth, the matador, right?
yeah.
And then he would be insulting people right and left.
Exactly,
Oh yeah,
exactly,
oh yeah.
exactly. It's that lady also. She's very sarcastic too. That was on Golden Girls. The mom. What was her name? The mom.
Hmm.
Oh my God. On Golden Girls,
Golden Girls. Yeah.
it was the mother, but I really loved her sarcasm. She's
Oh, I
funny.
see. I can't think of her name right now. Well, there's been some funny people. That's for
Yeah,
sure. Joan Rivers used
yeah,
to, late great Joan Rivers used to be fantastic, and so was Phyllis Diller.
yeah,
I saw Phyllis
yeah.
Diller probably her last performance. It was called Show of the Month at my alma mater, Cal State University of Northridge. And there was a lady that said, "I represent Miss Diller." That was her agent. And then she did that thing with the puppet called Thing, and she did her monologue, and she was
Yeah,
hilarious, Phyllis Diller. Yeah,
yeah.
of course, Joan Rivers too. She always had some. She
Joan
had some
Rivers is
bits.
funny. She's very funny. I like her too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, in fact, her and Johnny Carson, well, they competed and everything, but I think she ended up doing talk show hosting for a little bit, but they weren't. They were friends, of course, on stage, but when it came down to it, they were very competitive and everything. It's too bad
yeah.
that she's no longer around, but she's never going to be forgotten. She was fantastic, Joan Rivers. So was Phyllis Diller.
Yeah, she was funny too. It's a lot of funny comedians out here. You know, well, back in the day, it's different from what they have now. To be honest, um, back in the day was more. I think like it was more. Um, I don't know. It was different from what we have right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it
Today
was.
is so different. I don't know. The difference is that we don't really have any great comedians, to be honest.
Well, there's all kinds of comedians around, that's for sure. But
But
they,
it's all kinds of comedians. I'm not saying that no one's not great, but I'm saying back in the day was we had great comedians. And when I say that is it's like Joan Rivers, you know, Richard Pryor, all those ones that probably was in the 70s and in the 80s.
oh yeah, did have some great ones. They did. I'm
Hmm.
trying to think of the name of it. Was um, Andrew Dice Clay. The only thing with Andrew Dice Clay though, he was a little profane, which I wasn't crazy about the profanity, but he was really good otherwise. What he did,
Hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
Red Fox. Oh yeah, Lucille Ball. Well, I remember Abbott and
Lucille Ball
Costello.
was funny. Lucille was funny, funny.
Three Stooges
You
were
know.
funny today. Oh yeah, Laurel and Hardy. All those people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It was different from back in the day to now.
Well, yeah, it was different. It was different. Johnny Carson
Yeah.
had the best talk show. He had the best. He had some great comedy bits on there, as you know. You know.
Dick Van Dyke was funny.
Oh yeah, he's still around, but even though he's older. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of people. There's all kinds of people. And what do you think about the clubs now? The comedy club. You ever been to the Comedy Store or Improvisation or the Laugh Factory? Any of those comedy places? For laughter. Have you ever been to any of those? Perform any of those,
No,
or visit any of
I
them?
have. No, I
Okay,
haven't. I haven't. I haven't been to any of those kind of things.
I see. Okay.
I have not. I'm very like I don't know. I think once I do comedy, once I do a show or something like that, I think that I just leave it where it's at. Then I move on to my podcast.
I see. I had a comedian that I met him at a Royal Caribbean cruise that time. I bought him a drink, and I had him on my show. He was an actor and also a comedian by the name of Ed the Machine Regine. It was his nickname, The Machine, the way he spoke really fast and everything. He was funny. And I did go to see him. I think it was a comedy club in Simi Valley. I went to see him at that time. And so he was great. He was great. I didn't get his book, but I enjoyed his comedy bit. And there's another person that was on a show I was on by the name of, his real name is Murray Langston, but he had a bag over his head. Do you remember the unknown comic?
The unknown comic with the brown bag.
With the bag over his head, right? He would say, "Chucky, Chucky, Chucky, let's make up," and throw makeup in his face, something like that, right?
So he was on your show?
The Gong Show. Remember the original Gong Show?
Yeah, the Gong Show, yeah.
Yeah, his real name was Murray Langston, but that's his professional stage name, the unknown comic. That was like a little joke that he did. But he did all kinds of things. He would laugh and he'd run around and do his different comedy bits. See? So
I think they should bring the Gong Show back.
the problem thing with the Gong Show, the original Gong Show was the best. They tried to bring it back. In fact, the host was the guy who played Michael Myers. Michael Myers played Shrek, and he also played, what is the name of that?
Okay, yeah. I know exactly, yeah.
That spy, when he played that, okay. It wasn't good. It was terrible. I mean, they gave it the Gong. It was on a couple seasons. It was terrible. It could not compare to the original. The original is always the best. It will always be the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was.
I remember the Gong Show when I was a kid.
And
I used to watch it.
Yeah. Chuck Barris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll be back with more stuff in a minute. Oh yeah, he was hilarious, Chuck Barris. Well, I know. I met him. I mean, when I was on.
Yeah.
They said, "You're going to get Gong." I said, "You're wrong. I'm going to win," and I won. Okay. And then they invited me back, and I had some television specials. Imagining I was Elvis, but of course doing it my own way. Johnny Blaze Hawaii special, the whole bit. Oh yeah, phenomenal. I felt like Elvis and the Beatles in the Hawaii special, hugging, kissing, screaming, lipstick on the face, cheering and applauding. Oh yeah. And then the Johnny Blaze Day, going out, kissing the women, shaking the guy's hands, getting a standing ovation, up on the shoulders like the winning touchdown, singing Jailhouse Rock, of course. Yeah, so those were great. Those were great shows. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
You can check those out. Go to my entertainment website sometime and check them out on johnnyblaze.ning.com. Check those out. Yeah, they're funny.
Oh, yes, I will.
Pardon me?
I say I'm definitely going to check it out.
Oh yeah, go ahead and check it out, the Caramel. Yeah, I like that name, Caramel. It makes, when you think of caramel, it's something sweet, right? Like a sweet candy, caramel.
Well, I am sweet.
Yeah, I'm sure
I'm a sweet person.
I'm sure you are. And I went all out to promote you too this week. Oh yeah, I really promoted you. Put a lot of shares, a lot of promos. So my producer did a promo of you, and I put out a lot of shares on the Facebook page. Make sure people remember you and notice you, of course. That's important.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. But I'm a sweet person.
I want to be as prepared as I can. When I do a show, I give it over 100%, Caramel.
And you're supposed to. It's your show.
Of course, right? That's important. I want my guests to be comfortable. I want them to have a blazing hot fun time. That's why I always encourage all my fans and friends to do that. So I want them to tune in, and I want them to be curious, and I want them to watch.
True. That's how you get your fan base.
Of course, that's important. Now, the same for you. I'm sure you want to accommodate your people when you're doing stand-up comedy. Now, in every aspect of life, and especially entertainment, we know there's a lot of rejection. So, how do you deal with that? I'm sure you've had it, but it's like it's
that's
part of
motivation.
Life.
Rejection is motivation. Trust me, I got so many no's, but it just motivates me to just keep moving and don't quit until I get my yes, because I don't like the word no. So I'm going to keep going until I get yes. And if I don't get it, I mean, you're going to get so many no's in your life. It's going to be crazy. You can get that one yes is going to change your life, right? But
that's correct.
Everything you do is going to be like no, because everybody's not looking for the same thing that you want them to look for.
That's true. Well, you got to picture yourself doing it, and then of course be determined and persistent, and also have the talent. And talent helps if you have talent. You either have talent or you don't, right? That's how it is.
Right. Correct. If you don't have the talent, and you're not the person that they're looking for, you're gonna get a no, right?
Of course, of
And
course.
no matter what you do or how you do it, you still might get that no, but that one yes might change your life.
Well, that's correct. That's a good way of looking at it. That really is a good way to look at it, Caramel. There's an
Yeah.
old saying, and it goes for everybody. Quitters never win, right? And winners never quit.
Right.
And
That's
I have a original poem I wrote, which I believe is very inspirational. A lot of people should pay attention to. Positive thoughts make you hot. Negative thoughts make you rot. So be hot, don't rot, or else you'll go to pot, and you'll lose a lot, and you won't be a big shot.
right. I like that though.
That's an original.
You
That's an
gotta send
original.
me that. I like.
That's an original poem, Caramel. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I
I
like
think it's
that.
so. When you're down, come right back up. Just when you
Yeah.
think it might be over with, it could very well be successful. And
It could
people
really,
who quit, that's it. When they quit, that's it. Don't quit on yourself. If you quit, then you're quitting on yourself. That's correct. Believe in yourself. See yourself doing it. Have talent. Now, some people, probably when they do a comedy show or any kind of entertainment thing, they have to act like the audience is naked, probably, just to kind of get loose and joke around. That way they can overcome their fears, right?
I don't know, because I don't look at that.
You don't look, you don't look at it that way. Okay.
I
Well,
don't,
some
I don't,
people,
I don't, I don't notice that because I just like, because when that light is in your face, I just do what I gotta do. I like the audience not even there and look straight at the light until, because the light is there, so you can't really see people. So I just don't even pay. I just do what I do.
what's the best, the most outstanding, memorable show you've ever had as a comedian that you can remember? It really stands out. It gets you excited when you think of it.
When I was in Deltona when everybody stood up for me they didn't want me to get off stage. That was the best moment ever. When I went on stage, everybody was clapping for me. That's when I told you I met the people from England, and it was a full house. And when I got on stage, everybody was like super excited. And when I finished, I had everybody crying
Wow.
the end of the night, and they didn't want me to get off stage. So I got so many pictures of me on stage acting goofy, and they loved it. So that was a highlight for me, because when everybody stand up for you and clap for you and make you feel like you did a good job, that means everything.
That excites you. That gets you gets your juices flowing that you want to continue to do and try to do better shows.
Exactly.
And where was that located again? What was that?
It was in Deltona. It was called Madhouse Club or something like that. But I have pictures and stuff like that. But it was really good.
The Madhouse Club, wherever that was.
And then there was another one with Off the Hook. That's another one in Naples, Florida, that I really enjoyed.
Wow, that sounds like it's off the hook.
Queen.
That sounds like it's off the hook. Yeah, probably was off the hook. Fantastic.
That was fun too. I mean, just doing the drag queen shows was really fun. Wow. I think I love doing that. I think I love like being around people that's different, but being around people that just want to have fun and just want to laugh. Because when you're around people that, I feel like sometimes you got to be around people that are just like you, just want to have fun and just, I don't know, just have that day to just explode and just have a good time. I think the world's already messed up in some way, and so being around comics and being around comic shows and laughing, you forget about that moment. You'll forget about what else is going on in your life.
Well, it's called escapism. You're making people forget about there's plenty of violence and bad things that go on and negatives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, forget about all that. Want to forget about that.
Yeah, so much stuff going on. Then it's time to laugh and just forget about it, and then just enjoy your stuff at that moment, basically.
Well, yeah, that's That's what entertainment's about. It's about having fun, especially in comedy. Like I say,
Yeah.
have you ever had, what's your most embarrassing experience? You ever had any most embarrassing experience as a comic and everything that you remember it, but you wish you could, you want to forget it in a way, but you do never forget it. But it wasn't, I mean, not besides the one you described to me once where you first started and you
Yeah.
froze. There must be, was there any other experience that you had that was
Hmm.
very embarrassing?
Was really embarrassing. Probably when, because sometimes, I have to get my energy up and I get a couple drinks or something. I think I drunk too much at that. And I don't know, maybe because I think I was nervous. I think it was like a different club. I think I was in Indianapolis when I went. It's called the Crackers Comedy Club.
Really?
And the word crackers was got me nervous a little bit, right? Because I was like, okay. So I walked in Indianapolis and I walked in the club. My mom was with me. And I think the embarrassing thing was took a couple drinks and my mom was sitting in the audience and I said something that I didn't want my mom to hear.
Oh,
And she looked at me like, oh no, you did not. And that was embarrassing for me because I thought she was gonna stand up and say something to me, and I froze for a second. I looked at her, and I'm like, "Oops, I shouldn't have said that."
I see. Um, Now, have you ever had comedy show or any kind of a show you've done in entertainment where you tried so hard to make it work, but for some, it was very trying, all right, but for some reason, no matter what you did, it didn't work. Besides of everything else that you told me, the freezing and other things, experiences. Was there anything
No,
like that?
I never experienced anything like that. No,
No, you never
no,
did.
because
Okay.
when I set my mind to something, I I go like I just do it. So I have never had like nothing like that before. No.
Oh, I got you. Well, I'm sure if it ever happens, I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. You'll be able to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Now, have you
Yes.
have you entered any comedy competitions and also if you did, where, and also did you win any kind of awards or prizes at all?
Well, I used to have my own shows with other comics, but something's coming up very soon for me to do a competition. And I can't say it right now,
Okay.
but it's coming up very soon. And also I am waiting for um uh something big to come for me. And
Hmm.
so right now I'm wait the producer already emailed me back some things. So I'm just
Hmm.
waiting for them to say it's a go.
Okay. Yeah. You can't spoiler alert. I understand. Certain
So
things. Some
it's
things
a
you can't say.
spoiler alert, so I can't spoil that, but I got some good things that's coming in the works.
Good. Good. That's real good. That's something to look forward to. Something to be excited about.
Yes.
Very good. Now, besides the comedy, you're a, like I say, there's such thing as a jack of all trades. You're a caramel of all trades. I know you can do you do many things. You're multi-talented, caramel. Besides comedy, I know you're also an actress. So talk to me about your acting. How did you get into acting? Who are your favorite actors and actresses? Tell me about different things regarding acting.
Well, when it comes to acting, I used to be in acting like really, really big. But I I did a couple movies and I used to do like modeling and stuff like that. But I backed off on the acting a little bit and I went full force in writing. So writing movies, writing
Okay.
music videos and stuff like that because
We do.
acting
Okay.
was me. It wasn't really me. I think the writing and me seeing my writing come to life was me.
Okay, well, you did some acting. Well, we'll go into the writing, of course, but talk to me about any of the act, even though it's not your favorite thing, what you're telling me. You tell me about
Yeah.
any acting that you've done, any favorite actors and actresses, and what kind of acting have you done? Have you done TV? Have you done plays, or you've done the movies?
I have done movies. Um, I I was in Recount. When I first started, Recount was with John Travolta,
Hmm.
and that was one of the movies back in the day. He did a movie with that. I did a couple local movies here in Orlando. Um, so my favorite actor is Drew Barrymore. I love her to death. I think she's a really good actor. I think Adam Sanders is a really good actor. I love
Adam
the way he
Sandler.
writes, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the way,
Yeah.
huh?
That's great. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Remember the
yeah,
movie
I love
50
that.
Dates? 50 Dates. That's right. They did that together. Right.
hmm I love the way he does it. I love not Forrest Gump, but I love oh my God. Forrest Gump, what's his name? I can't even think of his name right now, but I just love the way he acts as well. So it's a lot of actors that I love,
Adam
you
Sandler, you're
know.
talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Adam
So
Sandler's fantastic. Yeah.
it's a lot of people that I really truly, love, but I think Drew Barrymore and Adam Sanders is one of my two favorites.
Oh, great. Just what's there about them you like? You like the way they act. You like their personalities.
Yeah, I do. I do. I think they're good actors, to be honest.
Okay. What kind of movies do you prefer and the roles that you prefer drama, comedy, science fiction, scary movies, mysteries,
So
documentaries?
I prefer romance and comedy.
You like romantic comedy? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love the comedy because, of course, I want to be funny. And then when it comes to the romance, I love romance as well. So I want to be on some type of soap opera, so like some type of General Hospital or Young and the Restless or Bold and the Beautiful. It doesn't matter, but I want to be on one of those.
Those are great in the
Yeah,
past.
I know. 'Cause it lasts forever. I mean, you got to be really good actors to be on one of those. And I feel like General Hospital or One Life to Live. It doesn't even matter which one I want to be on. I just want to be on one of them.
How are you ever able to get into the role, whatever role that you have to play in acting? How are you able to do that?
You got to study. You have to study. You have to study and really put yourself into that role. You know, you have to really be in that element.
So you have to prepare yourself, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Just like when you prepare to be a comedian, you're preparing in a different way, though.
exactly. Exactly. True.
How are you able to remember the lines when you rehearse? I mean,
You have to study, study, study,
study,
study,
study
study.
over and over
You
again.
have to
Okay.
study. Yes, you
Are
got to
you
study.
are you good at
Huh?
improv? Are you good at improvising off the top of your head?
Improvising, right? Improvising, and you have to just make sure that sometimes people tell you like when you read and you read the script, and then they be like, just you don't have to say word from word, but just get the words that belongs and just show you who like the character of it.
So, what would you say is your all-time best acting performance that you really loved, and also what was the one that you would want to forget that was the worst in all of your acting?
I think I can't the worst. I don't even know. I can't say because I don't know. 'Cause I don't know
Okay.
because yeah, I don't know.
You can't think of anything worse because maybe nothing worse has really happened that much, or you just
I mean,
forgot it.
not really, not really. I mean, not really. I mean, no, I don't think so.
Okay,
I think
well,
one time, I think one of the worst is when I tried to. It was a movie. It was like a zombie movie. That it was a local movie, and I had to play dead, and then I couldn't do that for some reason. Every time they would shoot me, I fall. I supposed to fall right away, and it took me like a second to fall. So I think that was embarrassing. I think that was the worst moment for me because I was
okay.
like, every time he shot the gun, I was supposed to fall on the ground, and it took me 2 seconds to do it. So I was like, oh, oh, and I fell on the ground. So
It didn't take you very long. Okay,
no.
it
But
should
other
take you.
than that. I mean, it's just I don't. That's basically it for me.
So it shouldn't have taken you longer, right? It shouldn't have been that fast. No,
I mean, if somebody shoots you, you're gonna fall over right away, right?
of course, right away. Yeah, right. Well, I see.
And then it didn't take me right away. It took me a couple seconds to realize that I got shot. Then I lay down.
Well, I got you. Yeah, it would be right away, but it took you a little longer to realize you got shot. Here you go. All right. And the best, now the best and the most exciting acting performance that you've ever done, whether it be on movies or, any kind of performance in person.
Um, I think it was a local movie. It was called 436, and I was playing as a gangster girl.
Hmm.
And I think that not saying I'm a gangster or anything, but I did a really good job. And actually, I got an award for that.
Well, you did. That's what I was going to ask you also about awards. Did you enter any acting competitions or win any awards at all? Anything?
Well, I got an award for being in the movie and doing the acting that I did. So he gave awards to people that did a really good job, like an actress awards. So he had an award show, and I won an award for it.
Wow. Okay. Did you now, as far as your entertainment and your training, did you take any classes at all in any of these in acting or even in comedy?
I took some comedy classes.
Hmm.
When they have like comedy classes and stuff like that, I took some of those. And like I told you, I took some improv classes.
Okay.
When it comes to the acting, I went to John Casablanca and I took acting and modeling for them.
Okay.
hmm
I see. Well, also now I know you. Yeah, I know you also. You did some modeling too. Talk to me about some of your modeling experiences. Did you do any commercial or fashion modeling or?
When it comes to the modeling part of it, I loved it. Right. So I was in magazines. I'm in so many publication magazines. I am on calendars. I have done some runway. I have done some commercials. So modeling was where I was going to go, but I was more as in when I was doing my modeling, when I did fashion shows, but I was more as a, how you say it, like a eye candy model,
Oh, okay. So somebody's
swimwear,
really okay. He's
like
really
swim,
appealing. Okay.
right, like swimwear, lingerie,
Oh,
stuff like that. I did that, and then I did some fashion shows and stuff like that in Atlanta, and here in Orlando, Jacksonville, um, so New Jersey. Um, so yeah, um,
and okay. And whatever those experiences, were there any that stood out that were your favorite, or you like them all pretty much equally?
I love
Or
them all. I love the photo shoots. You know, when you do the photo shoots, I love being on set. I love. I did some music videos as a model. So I just love everything about the modeling business. Um, but as I got older, I backed out a little bit. But some people still ask me to do some photo shoots.
how do you keep yourself in good shape? For if you're going to be photographed, you have to be in good shape. And also, how are you able to hold a pose for a long time if they're taking pictures of you? And I mean, there's probably techniques and secrets to what you're doing.
Well, you just have to know, when the photographer tells you to stay in one position, you got to be able to do that, right? Because
Right.
you remember Sunglass Hut, when they have like the sunglasses where they put the Sunglass Hut. I used to be one of those mannequin models, stay in the window, don't move,
Oh,
right?
a mannequin
So
model. A mannequin model. All right. Yeah.
yeah, so I did that as well. And so you have to learn how to stand still when he say, or you have to learn how to pose or um, so you go by the photographer what they want and how they want the photo to look.
So you must
But
have
how do I
trained.
stay in shape?
Yeah, just
Mm,
in shape. Yeah. Okay.
I do boxing, so I hit the bag a lot. So I love boxing. I like fighting stuff. So boxing, I play basketball. I like
Oh,
sports.
you
I'm
do,
a
huh?
sport girl. hmm
Oh, you're really into sports too, huh? Wow.
Yeah, I love sports. I like watching football. I like playing football. I like wrestling. I like rough sports.
Well, you're very versatile. You're almost interested in all kinds of different areas. That's phenomenal. That really is something. Yeah,
Yeah,
very interesting
I love
background.
it. But
Right.
right now I have a punching bag that I punch every day. I punch it out, Johnny. I,
Well, it's better. I guess it's better to punch it out, right, than to keep it within. That way, at least that way you get it out, right?
exactly,
You get out your frustrations or anger, and then and nobody's harmed by it.
exactly. That's what you do. When you get upset, you punch a bag and call it a
Right.
day.
All's well that ends well.
That's it. That's it.
Well, that's excellent. So you do keep yourself in great shape. Good.
Yeah, I have to. And I'm getting older too, Johnny. Like I'm getting old. So
Well, you're not. You're young. You're very young spirited, young. Of course, age is just a number, right? It's just a number.
that's it. That's it. Just a number.
It's my age. I just say I'm like Jack Benny. I'm 39.
You never leave 39.
Yeah, I should always have a positive, happy spirit. That's
Yeah.
important.
And I do that. I try to keep myself happy. Everybody always asks me, why are you always smiling? It doesn't seem like nothing's ever wrong with you. So they don't understand that sometimes when you do have a lot of things that's going on with you, that you have to find a different outcome of it, right?
Right.
So I do a lot of smiling, a lot of, just a lot of motivation for people, and everybody's like, "You are never upset." I'm like, "Yes, I am, but you just can't see it. I don't let a lot of things control my feelings, you know." So me not letting a lot of things control my feelings is because I don't want to feel down or feel like my world's about to turn upside down. So I just try to stay positive and just continue my day because you're gonna always have trouble somewhere, you know?
Just turn a frown upside down. Just smile.
That's it. It's smile. That's all I do is smile. That's it.
The old saying, laugh and the world laughs with you. You cry alone.
Exactly. Exactly. With the door shut,
Right.
locked.
They don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about the complaining. Somebody asks you if you have any problems.
Exactly.
No, I don't have any problems. No one will listen.
Exactly.
No, you got a great smile and you have a very positive, enthusiastic attitude, Caramel, that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's very interesting. Now, you were, besides modeling now, and I'm sure you traveled many places in modeling, and um, what was there most that you liked about modeling? I mean, you loved it. You're not doing it anymore, but you did love it. What was there about it that really appealed to you so much in all your experiences?
Just people seeing me. I like attention. I'm an attention seeker. No, I'm not. But I just love just it's art to me. When you take a picture and you look at yourself, sometimes I take my pictures and I look at myself and I'm like, that's me, you know? Because for a long time when I was growing up, I was a skinny girl, long hair, with these big glasses, and I used to get picked on. My mom
Really?
always told me that I was a cute girl, right? But of
Really?
course my mom was going to say that. I'm her daughter, correct?
Right.
So I used to get picked on and my confidence was very low. I didn't have any confidence at
I
all.
see. No.
So when I started modeling, it gave me the boost of that's the first thing I did in entertainment was modeling. And that gave me the boost. And then when people start looking at my pictures and they said, "Oh my God, they kept saying how pretty I was." And it made me feel more confident within myself. And so I start loving it even more. And then
Wow.
the more pictures I took and the more things I did with the modeling business was more than I was like, I am who I am. This is me, right? Because I couldn't believe it the first picture that I saw. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that's me.
Wow. What do you think about
So
Tyra Banks? I mean, she does the next great model. She's been the host of that.
yeah, she did a host of that when I was young. When she did that, that was good for the people that didn't have like the confidence, and they built confidence by being on her show. So that means a lot to me because it's a lot of times that people don't understand that, you know, how they treat people and how their confidence can go away. So you can't treat people bad, or because sometimes I believe it's not the beauty that's on the outside, it's the beauty that's on the inside to make the beauty on the outside come around, right? And so it even make them even beautiful,
Well,
so
yeah, you're right. Self-esteem. People can be
self-esteem
cruel
is
with their
everything.
words. Oh, I know they can be cruel with their words. That they can. But it's good that you were able to get out of a lack of confidence and self-esteem, and you were able to get your confidence up and get your self-esteem up, doing what you did. So I
Yeah,
think
I mean, it took a while for me to realize that, and so my parents, my parents or my family's gonna always say that I'm who I am, but sometimes you just want the world to say it too, and to see you differently, because your family's gonna always support you no matter what, right?
of
So,
course.
but you want validation to other people, so other people can see who you are, you know.
That's important. That's important. Now it's okay. You, of course, you do some more thing. I know that you also do speaking, you do motivational speaking. Talk to me about your motivational speaking experiences. How did you get into it? What do you like about
I love
motivational speaking?
so motivating speaking is good for me. So I took a class for that because I wanted to get my certification for it, right? And so motivating speaking is everything. Inspiring someone to make someone feel good about themselves is everything to me. So the reason why I wanted to do motivating speaking is because I wanted people to know my story of what I've been through in my life, and maybe I can relate to someone else to say, hey, what she does, I can do the same thing. Because I've been through a lot in my life, and me being doing a lot through my life is just like I want to tell the next person, and then the next person can take that and do whatever they want to do with it because they're not alone. We all go through trauma and go through things in life. It's how the outcome becomes, right? So
Right.
I wanted people to know, like, you're not by yourself. This is real life, and you got to learn how to cope with what goes on into your life.
That's important. And so if you can
Yeah,
do it yourself, then you can help other people who maybe they're lacking confidence and don't know what to do, and make them realize that they're not alone. Other
right. And
people.
I feel like that people sometimes and make don't. I'm gonna say this, and I'm not talking about anybody, but I feel like when people haven't been in the same life as someone else, they're never gonna understand what that person's going through until
That's-
you know if until you've been through that life, then that person will understand you more because you're going through the same thing or you've been through the same thing before.
Well, it's like a song of a favorite performer of mine, Elvis Presley, saying, "Walk a mile in my shoes." You don't understand it unless you're in someone else's shoes, really, what they're going through.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to be in someone else's shoes to understand what they're going through.
So it's important. So you have empathy because you've been through it. You can learn from experiences and boost yourself up, but then you also can help others uh, who had similar experiences to you realize, well, if I can
Yeah.
do it, then someone else can do it.
Right. And you only have to touch one person. To me, you might not touch everybody, but you touch one person and change their lives is everything.
Now, how are you able to prepare and be able to do an inspiring motivational speech? How to keep it exciting, informative, and inspiring? How are you able to do that when if you're doing different motivational speeches? How are you able to do that? Every
I'm a
time
comedian. I'm a comedian.
you're a
So
comedian, right?
being a comedian and doing motivated speaking goes together. You can make people laugh, and you can make people cry, you can make people
Wow.
feel the emotional roller coaster because you can make them like you can say something and they can laugh at it, and then you can go back and say something else and they can understand it more because you're giving them something funny, something something that's real, and they relate to it.
So you're able to combine your other talents
You have to
do that.
combine them all together to get something out of someone.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So that's really something to be proud of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of my daughter's friends come to me for advice, motivate them. I motivate my daughter every day. I have to let her know that she's special, and every time she can walk out this door, I have to motivate her to let her know, you know, certain things when she walk out this door.
Well, you're really good. You're a good mother, a caring mother that is a good influence on your daughter. She can look up to you.
She tells me that every day. Oh God, I'm about to get emotional, but she tells me that every day, every day.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's really good. She's lucky to have you as a mother, and you're fortunate to have her as a daughter.
Indeed,
Well,
one hundred percent.
well, that's great. That is really great. Nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
So, what are your experience as a motivational speaker? Where are some of the places you've done them at? Ones that stand out? Any particular ones that stand out that were great, or some that were not so great? And any awards if you won, or anything that?
Well, like I said, I got my certificate, and so when it comes to motivated speaking, I do my own shows. So I do my own events. So I bring people out to come to my events. I it's like a
Mm,
different events that I do here in Orlando. I haven't won any awards. Have I been on any platforms? I want to be on TEDx, but I haven't been there yet. But I do a lot of motivated speaking to like kids or out here, kids, my daughter's friends, or I go to the schools and just talk to a lot of people. So I motivate, and then I feel like sometimes you don't have to be on the platform. You can motivate this seeing someone um every day, or see someone walking and they need that motivated speaking. Because I had many times that someone has sat down beside me and just told me their problems, and I talk to them back and I motivate them. And then when they leave, they give me hugs or they say, "Thank
wow.
you, I needed that." I know it's one time that I was at work, and one lady came to me and she was looking different. She was like looking like she had something going on. And she walked to me and she said, "I need to talk to you." And I'm like, "Me?" She was like, "Yes." And I'm like, it was an older lady. And so she sat down and told me about all her problems that she was going through. And I sat down and I left where I was and came around her, beside her. We sat down and I talked to her and motivated her and inspired her to make her feel better. And when she walked out of there, it was like a whole different pep step when she walked out. And I feel like just individually, you can motivate someone because you never know what someone's going through that day.
Well, you know what? You love what you're doing. It's obvious. I mean, you get something out of it. You enjoy helping other people. You can't
I
help other
do.
people if you don't help yourself, but you're helping yourself at the same time you're helping others. Oh,
It
it's
satisfied me 100%. It satisfied me, makes me feel good inside, makes me feel happy that I can help someone, or I can see someone smile, or I can just give someone advice, or just motivate them, inspire them, let them know that they have a purpose on this earth. And whatever purpose it is, you have to find it. But yeah, I can't find it. They have to find it. But just making people feel good makes me feel good. I can sleep very
fantastic.
well.
That's what you call positive karma, Caramel. What goes around comes around. Positive karma. You send out positive signals to people, and it comes right back to you. You get it right back.
And I love it. A lot of people say that to me, is that they told me that I have a uh a energy surrounding me. One lady came to me one day and she said, "You have this energy surrounding you." And I'm like, "I do?" She's like, "Yes, and I love every bit of it." And I
Wow.
think that people can feel that. People can feel when you're real and that you mean every word that you say, and you have the energy, the that positive energy surrounding you, to let people know, like, I have no ill will on anybody. I am here to help you and I'm here to love you. But at the end of the day, I tell people all the time that people know when they be around great energy. And I don't put myself around negative energy. So that means that they know when they're surrounded by positive energy.
That's fantastic. Well, Bob Proctor, a positive image seminar speaker, my father used to be a fan of. I think he's great too. He said, don't associate with negative people, thoughts, or things, or they will rob you of your lifestyle, like robbers in the dark. He was right.
Mm-hmm.
But the mind
He's
can
so
believe,
100%.
the mind can achieve. If you don't get older and say, I wanted to have, be, and do all those things that I never did. Do it while you can. Do it when you're healthy, when you're capable. You don't want to have any regrets in your life. You want to live each day as if your last. You never know what's going to come about. Go for your dreams and take your vacations. After all, when it's over, you don't want to have any regrets. You want to see you had as full a life as possible, because there aren't, as you know, there's no do-overs, there's no encores. You can't say to God, "Can you give me more time?" When your time is up, that's it. So you want to have a very happy, meaningful life that you do. That's important.
Exactly. And then another thing with that is that I don't know how religious anybody is at this point, but I think that I walk in the faith of him, and I let him carry me the direction that I need to go. So at the end of the day, that's why I don't worry, and that's why I do what I do, because that's my purpose. My purpose is to help others. My purpose is to make sure that this person is okay. And so I walk in the faith and I just move on. I just, whatever happens, it happens. I don't get upset about anything. I just let it happen. And if it's meant for me, it's meant for me.
Well, Karen, will the world be a better place if there were more people like yourself? That's for sure. Because you spread positiveness and goodness and joy and love, and that's what the world needs. Yeah.
And it do. And I'm trying to spread as much love as I can, but I don't know people accept it. But I'm trying to spread it as much as I can.
Well, if they don't accept it, guess what? It's not not your loss, it's theirs. That's all.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's really great. That's very interesting. Okay, motivational speaker. Yeah, inspiring. You're very inspiring there. Not just perspiring, but inspiring. Okay, that's great. Now I know that you also are a podcast. I think you're a podcast and a TV host. Talk to me about those experiences that stand out, what you do, who your audience is, what kind of podcast you have, and television hosting.
So my podcast is called Keeping It Real with Caramel.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
And so Keeping It Real with Caramel is basically interviewing people that wants to be their true selves. I don't want them to have to wear a tie or have any questions. I want them to say whatever they need to say to get to express. They had a rough day. So them having a rough day or having a busy day, I want them to be able to come to my podcast and be able to be themselves, be the true, whoever they are. Just throw it out there. So what I do is we talk about what they have going on, what you've been through, and what you're doing, and anything else that they want to talk about. We can talk about all kinds of things. People have been on my podcast to talk about what they've been through when they was kids, what happened to them when it was kids, how they overcome it what they are now. So I give them an opportunity to as they say, loosen up the tie and bring down the hair and talk to me and keep it real with me. This talk like we're friends, like we've been there forever, like we've been friends forever.
Wow.
That's
fantastic.
my podcast about.
I like that
And
because
every
you're
time
giving
people get on it,
Yeah.
every time people be on my podcast, they love it. They want to come back, and I love it because I can be able to talk to them, and we can be able to talk real stuff and inspire each other and lift each other up.
Well, yeah, that's the best way. Lift people up. Not
that's
bring
what
them
the
down,
TV
but lift
show-
them up. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what the TV show is about. Bring people on the show. Bring people on the show and let's talk about what you've been through. Let's talk about things. Let's talk about, and I had one of the audience or one of my guests come on and they was talking about depression, why they were so depressed, what made them depressed, and we talked about it. And at the end of the day, I had them smiling and they was like, wow,
Wow. You're a caring person you're a great listener. You ask really good questions, and they get free therapy is what they get, these guests.
It was, yeah, but you know what? I don't even look at it that way. I look at it as in doing something that man above want me to do. He
This is
wants me
something,
to
you love doing it. You do it from your heart. What you get
I
back is
do.
what you
Everything
give
I
out.
do is from the heart. Like I don't like I love people. And I do, and I just love people. And sometimes when I love hard, and I just want to give all my love. I do anything for anybody that needs it, And my family tells me all the time is that you need to be I don't know where you need to go, but you need to do something different because you are doing something that the world needs to see. And my mom tells me that all the time, but I tell her like, I do it because I really do love what I do. I don't want to get paid for it. I just want to do it because this is my purpose.
Your pay is not the money. Your pay is doing something from your heart that you truly love, and you're connecting with people, and you're helping others. And while you're helping others, you're helping yourself. It's a catharsis. It's a win-win
Yeah,
situation, is what it is, Caramel.
yeah, because
I
I'm
love it.
winning. I'm winning.
You're winning. You are winning because you're doing something positive. You're caring about people. You're lifting people up. You're inspiring them, and you're listening to them, and you're helping them.
Yeah.
Like I said, the world is much better off because of you.
Oh,
If there was more people like you, like I say, I mean it,
oh,
it'd be a much better world. And so
thank you.
I'm enjoying talking to you. I mean, this is my 71st episode, but you are definitely a favorite. You're very, very interesting. And I put my heart and soul into preparing just like you do when you go to be a comedian or to be an actress or whatever you're doing. And I
Yeah.
love people and I want them to be happy. I want them to promote themselves, plug away, promote yourself and have the best time possible. And that's the
Yes.
idea.
Yes.
So I want to ask the best questions I can and be a good listener. And that's important. That's
Yes.
very important. Oh yeah. It's very important. So you're doing something important. You really are. So
Thank you.
motivational speaker, that's phenomenal. That's really something. And now, have you ever worked with any charities at all?
Will,
No.
will.
Have you worked with any charities on any of your
Um,
speaking, motivational speaking, or your um,
so when it comes to charities, I used to work with charities, but I'm gonna get back into it. I used to do all that stuff, but I think what it was is that I have a friend that was in Jacksonville, and she used to do like charities for kids, and I used to go down there and help her with that and stuff like that. With the radio station down in Jacksonville, I used to go down there every year to help them with Christmas stuff, give them the clothes, food, and stuff like that. But I think that when COVID hit, I used to do it every year, but when COVID hit, it backed me up a little bit because things was different and I was focusing more on my daughter. So the thing about it was is that I used to do charity with her a lot for Christmas and stuff like that for the kids.
for the kids?
You know,
Okay,
yeah. But I'm gonna go back into that soon. But right now, I'm just trying to get my daughter settled.
I see. That's important. It's a matter of priorities, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
priorities comes first.
have you okay? Have you ever met or worked with any celebrities in any of your entertainment enterprises or projects that you've done, whether it be comedy or speaking or anything you're doing, or you modeling or whatever,
I have worked with
acting?
yeah, I have worked with some great people that's in the industry. I have met a lot of great people as well. I have met Don King. I have met Oprah. I have
Really?
met so I have met um a
How were you able
lot
to how were you able to meet these people? I mean, those are important
a
people.
lot
How
of
were you able?
people.
Yeah.
I met them because I went to when Oprah was here, she had a show here in St. Augustine,
Oh, really?
and I actually went down there. It was like a love show.
Hmm.
She was producing, and I actually went down there and I met her and I met Star Jones. I used to be with the um, NAPW, National Association of Power Women Association,
Hmm.
and I used to do that. So we did some events, and I was there, and she was there as well. So I've met a
Wow.
lot of people. So yeah.
Well, that's something to be proud of. That's exciting. That's something you'll never forget. Great.
Oh no, I'm not gonna forget it because I got pictures. So I can't forget.
Right. Now you're also I know you're an accomplished writer too. I know you've written novels and poetry. So talk to me about those experiences. What have you written? How you go about doing it? You get to probably do it from experiences to your writing. I don't know. And what have you written and all
So
about it?
I actually um wrote some poems and I got published. Um so I have one, two, three, four, five on my wall right now.
Wow.
And so I got published. I'm in Urban Wind published books, Poetry Nation books, for my poetry, and I won awards for those. And I also wrote my own book, and it's called In Love with the Other Man. So I wrote that. So that's a good selling book right now. And so it's basically, when I write, it's basically about life. You know, the book that I wrote was about my different personalities, basically. But so it's a really good book. Everybody loved it. I also wrote a couple movies that's here
Oh,
in Orlando. I did co-writing for a couple people here, and I have wrote music videos. So everything's on YouTube that I wrote. And
fantastic.
actually, one of the movies now is in theater. She's pushing it through theaters right now.
And if people want to buy any of these books of poetry or the novel, where can they get them?
They can go to my website,
Oh, I see.
MissCaramelLucas.net.
Okay. Very good. That's interesting. Okay. So you've done quite a bit of writing. And have you ever had any writer's block at all where you could not think of the next idea? And if you did, how did you overcome it?
I'm telling you, Johnny, my mind is crazy. When I start writing, I don't stop. I just keep on writing because I'm always thinking about something. My mind is always on something. Like my mind is always thinking about the next thing that's ahead. It's
Mm.
like I cannot, like, my mind is like so creative. Sometimes I'd be like scaring myself, and I'm like, what's going on with me? And then it's just because I love writing, first of all, but I love different characters and different things. And I love writing about different things. So I never got a writer's block because I'm always thinking, I'm always, writing down something or thinking of something to write down.
What do you prefer then of all the writing? Poetry, or do you prefer nonfiction or fiction? Or do you like a mix of it?
I write romance.
You like romance, huh?
I'm a romance person. I love love. I told you,
Yep.
I love
Yeah,
people, so I
yeah,
love
you
love.
do. That makes sense. You do love people. You're a people person. You're a
Right.
caring person with
So
a lot of compassion, a lot of chutzpah, a lot of charisma. That's right.
right. So why would I not write about love?
That
Like
makes
love
sense.
is
Yeah, you love it. I mean, you express your love for people and caring and all. So you like to put it down on a paper, and you like to write a love
yeah.
novel, a romance novel. That makes
So anything that's romance or love
oh,
or anything that has something about any of that, I love it.
that's fantastic. I think that's blazing and amazing coming from the original Johnny Blaze.
Blazing, amazing.
Yes, it is. That's blazing hot. That it is. Like it. I like it. I like it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's anyway. I want to give a shout out to your publicist, Mickey Mickelson, because of Mickey Mickelson made this interview possible.
I love him so much.
Really?
Like I love him. He is so wonderful.
And how did
He's
you meet
great.
Mickey? How did you hook up with
So this
Mickey?
is crazy. So Mickey, oh my God, he's so great. So Mickey, he came to me because he saw that I had a podcast, right, at the time. And so he was like, Caramel, are you accepting people on your podcast? And I was like, yeah. I said, yeah. And he was like, so can I book a couple people? And I'm like, sure. And then so we started talking, and he was like, oh my God. He was like, I just love who you are. And so he started giving people to me or whatever. And so me and him became super, super close. And then I asked him one day, I said, Mickey, he was like, yes. I said, I had a PR before and we couldn't see eye to eye, but she was okay, but not like what I expected her to be. I said,
Right?
I need a publicist. So, are you looking for anybody new? And
Wow.
he was like, do you want me to be your publicist? I say, yeah. And he was like, okay.
Wow. Where did you meet him exactly though? Where did you meet Mickey?
On the phone.
Oh, and how did you know about him?
With
Did you do research on him or?
I researched him I researched him, make sure that his business was legit, and I was like making sure because I didn't want to get scammed.
Of
And
course
then
not.
so I was like, and then so we I called I told him to call me. So we talked on the phone and we actually FaceTime, and then from there it was just like heaven
Oh,
sent. He liked my vibe, I liked his vibe, but he was always talking great things about me,
well,
and
that's great.
so we match. And I was like, and it's such a match that I look at him not only my PR, but such like family as well because he's so great.
That's wonderful to be able to work with somebody you really care about, and it's mutual. Both of you, it's a
But but
win-win
but you
situation.
know me, Johnny. I love people regardless.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that's how
I
I
know that.
am. So that means that I'm automatically be attached to someone, especially if I feel like they're giving me the love that I deserve back.
Well, I am so glad that he put me on to you. Actually, Mickey, I had another publicist working with. I got quite a few shows, but all of a sudden the well was going dry. A lot of the people were not able. The people I was trying to get on, they were not available at the times I was available. They're not switching their time for me, and I'm not switching my time for them. Okay, but anyway, so you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Fortunately, I remembered Mickey. I wrote his phone number down because he did hook me up with the late great Melanie Safka.
Hmm.
Melanie Safka is the one, remember, that had the hit. I got a pair of brand new roller skates. You got a brand new key. Remember that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because she's on my podcast.
And she had all kinds of other songs too. She was
Yeah.
terrific to interview. What happened was he had a falling out with her, but he set the stage for me to get the interview. And then she wrote to me. She reached out to me. She wanted to be interviewed. But that was a couple of years before she, unfortunately, untimely, she passed away now. But and the show did go on her. She had an appreciation show. I was able to get that on there. So that was quite an experience. So uh, I'm glad that him and I connected. That definitely
I'm
helped.
glad y'all did too. He's a great guy.
And I
And
am
you're a
glad
great
he
guy
sent.
too. So look at y'all, two great guys.
I'm glad that he sent me you. I'm sure. Because I'm very fussy too. You know that I won't accept just anyone. It's got to be a certain type of a person or a story. You know,
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
if
You
it's
just
something
don't
I
want
believe
anybody.
in, right? If it's something I believe in, I think I can make a good show out of it. It could be very interesting, of course. If it's something that I'm not crazy about or I don't think it's that great, then I just have to say no. But I always let people down in a nice manner, though. Treat other people the way you want to be treated, of course. That's important. Yeah.
Exactly.
The
That's
old
how
saying,
I feel about it too.
do unto others as you'd have others do unto you. Of course, that's very important. There you go. Now, Caramel Lucas, what is a typical day with all the things that you have done, and you've accomplished quite a bit in your life in show business and entertainment? What is a typical day in entertainment, your entertainment career, for you? What would you describe a typical day?
A typical day for me is to first of all um, pray, and then once I do that, I get my daughter together, and from there I start to well, I look at TV first, but but then I sit down and I write some things down. I write like my thoughts. Um, like if I think of a joke or something, I write it down. Or because right now I'm writing, I do a little bit of writing here and there because I want to do another book. And so I just write like little notes down. But my typical day is writing or just doing something creative. You know, I'm very like everybody thinks I'm an extrovert, but I'm a very introvert.
Really?
Does that make sense?
Well,
I'm an extrovert. I'm an extrovert when I have to be, but I'm an introvert. I love to stay to myself and write
oh,
or do something that makes me feel good, you know? And so a lot of people, because I talk to people and I'm so happy with people, people like, you are extrovert. No, no, no. I'm an extrovert when I have to be an extrovert.
I got you. So when the time is right, you'll be the extrovert. Well, and other times you'll just be kept to yourself, and then you'll write and do other things for yourself.
Right. Correct. So that's what I do. I make sure that my family's okay first, and then I go in my little zone and
Hmm.
I start writing things down and doing things on my own to satisfy myself. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but
I
other than
understand.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Now I know you've also done music videos and commercials. Can you tell me about some of those experiences, some of the music videos and commercials you've done, and which stand out for you, your all-time favorite ones that you like?
Music videos for me is the favorite ones are I like all the music videos that I've done. I like being in them. I like I said, I love attention sometimes. And, you know, I love to be like hey, who's that over there in the corner? Or who's that? You know? But I like people saying my name. Caramel, is that Caramel? Yeah, that's Caramel. So so I love all of that stuff. I mean, I love like anything that I do, honestly, like the music videos or any type of TV, anything that I do, I enjoy every bit of it. So I don't have any bad moments because I'm always enjoying everything I do. I just don't do things not some people do things just because they want the fame or whatever. I do things because I enjoy doing them.
Oh, I
You
see.
know, I love doing them. I love doing the things that I do. Anything that I do, I enjoy.
Well, that's great. Do something you love. That's the best.
I
That's
don't
the best
want to
way.
do nothing that I don't like. How does it look?
Remember
You
the
are
song.
going somewhere.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Remember that song?
What the world is now.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, so
Or
you do what you love. And if
Dionne
you don't
Warwick.
love it, why do it?
Exactly. Dionne Warwick. That's what friends are for in good
That's what
times.
friends are
In bad
for.
times, I'll be
In the
on your
good
side
times and the
forevermore.
bad
That's what friends
times.
are for.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go. Fantastic. Okay. Now, let me say, if you had to do anything over again, Caramel, in your life and your career, would you do anything differently?
Nope, I would not.
No.
When I started this entertainment business, I know that I had some downfalls coming in, right? And I knew that it was going to be some things that I'm not going to like, or some things that's going to make me feel like like I can't make it. But I would never, because if I didn't have those hard times, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So them hard times that I've been through has me who I am today. So I
Mm.
would never regret anything that had happened in the past or what I'm at today, because it showed me, taught me if everything came easy, I wouldn't know what hard is.
So
So
you would,
since
you
it was
would,
hard in the beginning, now I know what I can and cannot do as I go along my journey.
so you wouldn't do anything differently. You were content. You're a happy camper. Okay.
I'm not saying I'm a happy camper, but I would never go back and do it again. I won't want nothing to change. I wouldn't want anything to change because, like I said, I wouldn't, if I didn't know back in the day, like if I didn't have them hard times, all them no's, no, 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 then I wouldn't know what a good yes is.
So you learn from your experience. You,
Exactly.
so you have no
You have
regrets.
to.
You have no regrets.
No regrets. No regrets no, none whatsoever. There's
Right.
nothing I would change because that's what happened then, and I wouldn't change it. I don't want to go back. Now, if
What
you made me rich and I had to go back, then I'll go back. But other than that, I
I
don't want
see.
to go back.
What do you think about the talent shows now? That you think that they're beneficial? Things like America's Got Talent, The Voice, American Idol, any of these talent shows. You think they really could definitely help people in entertainment?
Oh
I've
yeah.
never seen anybody in America's Got Talent actually win it as a comedian. The comedian almost got it, not quite this time, but you know.
Well, yeah. It was that comedian from Orlando, Florida here. And he won. But what's his name? I forgot. He's a black guy. I forgot his name.
He, didn't, he can't runner up on this last America's Got Talent. He didn't win it. No,
No, I'm talking about the one previous. Oh, he didn't win it?
no, this last one did not win it. It was a singer that won it. He can't runner
But
up.
I
Oh yeah,
thought it was
actually, what
it
happened
was one
was
before that.
he got a break though because someone noticed him and he's getting to perform the headline in Vegas and doing his comedy. So he got a break.
See, that's what I'm saying. So my thing is this. I think these shows are very good because regardless of the fact if you win or not, you're still gonna get known, right?
Right.
people are still going to take you and book you because you was on The Voice or AGT. And they're gonna be like, they were on The Voice or AGT, so we're gonna book them because, you know, everybody knows who they are. There was millions of people saw them, so we're gonna book them. So they're gonna still get the same thing as the winner, you know?
A lot of
So I
exposure,
think
a lot of
I think it's
recognition.
good. I think it's inspirational. I think that these are good talent shows for people that want to be in the industry.
That's good. That's very good. And now, you have any advice for aspiring entertainment people that want to make it in any part of entertainment, whether it be, acting, or whether it be a comedian or modeling or writing or speaking or hosting a podcast or TV show or singing or anything involved in entertainment. What advice do you have for people that want
What I would tell people is this: you never give up. You keep pushing yourself no matter what. Like I said before, you're going to have so many no's, but that one yes is going to give you a break. So
to?
you keep doing what you're doing and don't ever stop. You have a purpose, and your purpose is to be who you are. And if entertainment is what you love to do, acting or modeling or singing or whatever you want to do, just don't give up. Just keep pushing yourself and know that you're going to have that break one day.
That's
It
good
might
advice.
be years before you have it, but you're going to get that break.
That is good advice, Carol. Now, do you have any present entertainment projects at all, Caramel?
No,
No, no president projects on the agenda right now. Okay.
no.
No, you don't. Okay. Do you have any future dream projects that you haven't done you'd like to do in the future?
Yeah.
You do.
When you say, do I have any projects coming up soon?
Yeah, any
I
present
do.
entertainment projects that yeah, right.
Yeah, I do, but I can't say
You
what the
can't be
projects
spoiler
are,
alert. Okay,
so I
spoiler
can't just
alert.
little spoiler alert. But do I have any future projects? Yes, I do. I want to in the future, I want to do my I want to do a movie or a play of what I'm writing right now.
Fantastic. That's something to look forward to aspire to.
So I'm still writing, and I want to make it out into a movie or a play.
Well, you never know. It can
So
happen.
it might take me years to do it, but I'm
Well,
telling you, Johnny, it's going to happen. And when you see it happen, you're going to say, Caramel told me this on my show that she's going to do this. And I'm so proud of her because she did what she said she's going to do. So give me like 3 or 4 years, then you can say that.
well, you know what? I believe you will do it too, because when you say you're going to do something, you do it. You mean what you say, and you don't just talk the talk. You take action. It's
You're
not what
right.
you. It's not what you say. It's what you do. Actions always speak louder than words. That's right. But you're the person.
And you're
You don't
right.
say something that you don't believe in or you don't mean. When you believe in something and you want to do it, you put your mind to it. You do it. I truly
And
believe
you're
that
right.
from talking to you. Yep. And I
You're
mean it.
right.
I mean it from my heart and soul. Oh yeah.
Oh, mwah. Yeah.
That's I send you. I send love out to you. That's how I feel. That's the kind of vibrations I'm getting from our interview. I really am.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, okay, fantastic. Now, if people want to find out more about you, Caramel Lucas, give me the links. Tell me all the how they can find out more about you. Facebook, maybe maybe you have a YouTube channel, Facebook, entertainment website, imdb.com, Spotify, Spectrum, anything else. Maybe
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Tell me the different where people
So
can.
anybody want to find me, they can find me with Caramel Lucas. They can Google me. Caramel Lucas, I will pop up just like that. But I'm on TikTok as Caramel Lucas. I'm on Instagram as Miss MS Caramel Lucas. I'm on LinkedIn as Caramel Lucas. I'm on YouTube as Caramel Lucas. I am yeah. So this Caramel Lucas, I'm telling you, this Caramel Lucas. Not caramel, not caramel. It's caramel with the A in the middle. Caramel. Because people
Caramel.
say
Right.
right. People say caramel. And we don't want that. We want caramel with the A in the middle.
Caramel. That's right. Like a
'Cause, you know,
sweet
that's
caramel.
right. It's like a sweet candy. There you
That's
go.
correct. And that's how
Yeah.
you are. And that's really how you are with your personality. You love what you're doing and everything you've done. You have a lot to be proud of it. You have had and continue to have, Caramel Lucas, a very blazing and amazing and great life in entertainment and life in general. I mean, it's something to really be proud of. And you have much to give, and you have had a lot to give. And I'm sure you're the gift that keeps giving. You're going to be able to give much more yet.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna keep giving. If they're gonna take it, I'm gonna give it.
It's been such a delight to have you on as a guest, Caramel Lucas.
Thank you.
It really
It's
has.
been such a great honor being on your show. And I thank you, Johnny, for giving me these words, these special words that make me warm inside. And thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I love it, Caramel Lucas. Now, I just want to say, and you know, as we get ready to wrap up the show and close the show, I always say to all my fans and friends, always keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. And until next time, happy trails and blaze out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to be a guest on an entertainment talk show, please send us an email at amazingoriginalJBshow@gmail.com. All of our episodes will appear on YouTube and Facebook and receive over 3,000 views. Don't forget to sign up for our YouTube channel, and every guest will receive a complimentary DVD of their appearance on the show. Remember, we are much better than a podcast. And now, the amazing, original Johnny Blaze has just left the building. Good night. God bless.